Hello besties, my name is Jezebel, I'm 22 years old and I'm from Melbourne, Australia. And I'm guessing if you've clicked on this video you want to know a little bit more about the Disney Cultural Exchange Program. And I will be participating in January 2026 for 6 months, but I'm kind of hoping to extend for a full year. I currently am just finishing my Bachelor of Creative Arts at Deakin University, and that was truly the best experience of my life. And I did a semester abroad last year at SDSU in California. So I did a major in theatre and a minor in dance studies, and I'm super passionate about performing, and I thought this program would be perfect for me because of what I want to do with my career, what I'm studying. I thought Disney was the perfect place to be and sort of be a nice stepping stone into the entertainment industry. And because it's in the US, it also had that added bonus. So that's why I chose to originally partake in this program. Okay, so let's talk about what the Disney Cultural Exchange Program is and sort of how I heard about it. So I originally heard about it at my acting studio when a friend of mine told me she did it. She did it about 6 to 7 years ago, and that's how I sort of initially heard about it. And then I went to the US to do my semester abroad, and at my college, SDSU, they did a career expo day, and they had the Disney College program, which is the American version, come with recruiters and everything, and they were telling us about the program. Anyway, and I got speaking to one of the recruiters, and he mentioned that there was an Australian cultural exchange program that I could participate in. So I followed that up and sort of researched it a bit more when I came back to finish my year left, my third year. And I thought this program is just so perfect for me because it allows me to go back to the US and also be a part of Disney, and I just thought it was the perfect thing to do once I graduated. And I originally planned to do it because our calendar year is different to the US. I was going to finish in October, and I was going to do it next, I think the intake is August. And I was going to apply for that intake, and I didn't realize there was a January intake as well. And when I was studying, I thought, why not? I haven't got any plans as such in January, and I feel like I may as well do the program for the whole of 2026, ideally. That's if I get an extension. So I applied for the January intake and got accepted, which I'm so excited for. But the program basically is that you get to work at Disney World and be a cast member at the happiest place on earth in one of the many roles that they offer. And I just think it's such a perfect job, but it's also such a unique experience that you don't get to have every day. And I don't know anyone other than that acting friend that has done it before, so it's super niche, and I'm really excited to participate in it. I think it will be overall a great experience and a chance for me to connect with like-minded people in the United States. Okay, so we're going to talk about the application process, which was actually really simple and really easy to follow. So basically first you have to do an online application, which you can find I think on the Disney careers or Disney programs page. And basically all you need to do is, your name and everything, your resume, any work experience, anything like that, a cover letter, just sort of your standard typical job application. And then from there, the next day, I think I applied on the 14th of July. And the next day, on the 15th of July, I got an email saying that I had advanced to the interview/presentation. So I had to book that in. Keep in mind that if you're in Australia, there's not interviews held in every single state. Because I'm from Melbourne, being one of the major states here in Australia, I guess they always do Melbourne. I think they always do Brisbane and Sydney. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then they also do New Zealand because that's a part of the program as well. And so I just chose one of the dates offered in Melbourne. I think there was 3 off memory, and I just chose whichever date I wanted. But so I booked that on the 15th of July, and my interview/presentation wasn't until the 19th of August, I'm pretty sure. So it was a about a month later, roughly. And that was really easy. I was so nervous, and I would recommend prepping a lot of just typical questions that you think a Disney recruiter might ask, like why you want to do the program, like why are you an ideal fit, just like your typical questions. And doing like cue cards and stuff really helped me personally, and I would just practice those every night or every couple of nights. But so basically you went for an hour presentation before the interviews. I really like the way they did it because the presentation makes you feel, I think, a little bit less like anxious and stressed, and you get to like meet the recruiters and everything and see who else is wanting to do the program, and then you go into the interviews after that. So in the presentation they talked about like visas, roles, the different roles that are offered, health insurance, your living, like accommodation, your pay, everything that you would want to know you find out in the presentation. I had like quite a few questions about like tax and stuff like that, and always ask questions. I think the presentation is a perfect chance to get all your questions asked and answered before you go into the interview process, but you can always ask them in the interview as well. And then for the interview we just had like, I think it was like a 15-minute break between the presentation and the interview, and then we just all sat in the library because mine was at William Angelus, and basically they were just like, okay, who wants to go first? And I was like, you know what, as like anxious as I was like, I may as well go first because otherwise I'm just waiting around, you know, and that feeling just like will never go away. So I was like, I'm gonna go first. It also sets a good impression, I think. And in the interview I had the recruiter Roy, shout out to Roy, he made me feel a lot less stressed, and we just spoke about like what I'm studying, and obviously wanting to be in the entertainment industry. I ideally want to be a character performer, but he did mention that I have to audition once I get to Orlando, and so I gave him my second two preferences and I ended up with my third, which is attractions. And I'm really excited to participate in attractions, but I'm also excited to audition to be a character performer once I get there. And then he just asked like, have you shared a room before and stuff like that, because in your living accommodation most of the rooms are shared, but I am requesting to have a private room and a shared bathroom because I did a semester abroad last year and I shared a room then, and now I feel like because I'm going to be working I kind of want my own space and privacy, I guess. But honestly it's not the end of the world if I do end up in a shared room, it's just sort of personal preference. But that was sort of my application process. So in terms of the roles for the program, there's quite a few. I think there's about 8. There's food and beverage, merchandise, attractions, lifeguard, because they also have the water parks, character performer, character attendant, photo pass photographer, and there must be, oh, the other one is custodial, which is like picking up trash and cleaning and everything. And basically you get to submit, when you submit your written application, like the first step, you get a checklist in your email with like high interest, moderate interest, low interest, or no interest for each of the roles. I would be brutally honest about which ones you sort of want to do, which ones you don't want to do, because if you write like moderate interest for food and beverage but you actually don't want to do that, the chances of you getting something like that is pretty high, I would say, because they're always looking for people in food and beverage, merchandise, attractions. So I think if you're not interested in a role, just be honest, because they want people who want to do the program and are passionate about the role or position that they're put in. So for like lifeguard, I said no interest because I can't, like, I'm a good swimmer, but I don't want to be responsible for someone else's life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I would rather not be in the water park. So I said no interest in lifeguard, no interest in custodial, no interest, or I said low interest in merchandise because I'm a retail manager. I didn't want to go over there and do like something similar to what I do here. I wanted it to be a completely different and new experience. So yeah, just be honest when you're doing the role selection, because otherwise you might be placed somewhere you're not exactly happy with. and you're there for 6 months and you want to be doing something that you want to do at the end of the day and are passionate about. Okay, in terms of what to wear for your interview and presentation, there was a vast like spectrum of what people wore. Like some people were really casual in like not tracksuit but almost like loungewear, very casual, hair like in a bun, and then you had like people in jeans, and then you had people like with blazers, like corporate blazer vibes, and then I was like, I think I was on like a completely different wavelength in terms of what to wear. I was wearing like tailored black pants with like a bow blouse. It's like all black, and then I wore like little heels and like fake tanned and had curls in my hair because I'm like, I don't know, like a lot of people said like corporate vibes, and then I asked my friend that did it 6 years ago, and I showed her what I was going to wear. I was going to wear like jeans, like really nice jeans with heels and like a shirt, and she was like, it's too casual, and I was like, okay, no worries. So I was like kind of panicking because I thought I had it all like planned, and she was like, no, it needs to be more like formal corporate-y dress vibes, and I'm like, okay, no worries, I can do that. So honestly, wear whatever you're comfortable in, but I would say lean more towards the dressy side. I feel like you'd rather be overdressed than underdressed, because at the end of the day, it is a wonderful opportunity and you would hate to like not get it because of what you wore, you know what I mean? So it's okay if you're a bit overdressed, because I definitely was. And then in terms of the living accommodation in Orlando, you will be living at Flamingo Crossings. It's kind of like an apartment complex, and they've got the east side and the west side, and it's all filled with Disney cast members both from America, Australia, New Zealand, and every other country you can imagine. And I feel like it's so good that they place us all in the same area, because you get to meet so many different people and you're all there like together. The facilities, if you have a look online, I might like put some photos on either side, but it's just so nice. There's like a huge pool, they have all the events there. I'm guessing you do like, there's this thing called Mousters. It's like getting your little like, you can do these like learning programs and get like certificates while you're doing the program, and I think you do that at Flamingo Crossings in like one of the study areas. So I'm guessing you do that there. And then there's like the games room. I saw like they have pool tables and just like events held at Flamingo Crossings. And so your rent for Flamingo Crossings comes out like automatically before you get your actual pay, which is really good. So I don't have to worry about like making sure I'm putting in my rent pay. It's already done, it's already deducted, and then I just get paid what I would. Wait, can I speak English? Yeah, it would be deducted and then I get what's left. But there's 3 living choices, I believe. There's shared room, shared bathroom, private room, shared bathroom, and private room, private bathroom. So I'm going to opt for option 2, to have my own room but to share a bathroom. But I feel like it's totally up to you depending on your financial circumstance and what you would prefer ultimately. I'm sure each experience would be fun, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just sort of personal preference. And so from the 19th of August when I had the interview, and then they said you would hear back within like 1 to 2 weeks. I actually heard back within, I think it was 3. So like, don't be alarmed if you like apply, do the interview and everything, and you don't hear back within like the 1 to 2 weeks. I think it's normal to be delayed, because you never know how many people are like applying, and you know, the decision process, I guess, and where everyone's sort of getting put, because they do the acceptances with your role as well. So I guess they need to decide where everyone's sort of placed first before they send out the acceptances. And then yeah, I found out at like 7 a.m. in the morning Australia time, and yeah, that was just like so exciting. I'm so grateful, and I cannot wait for this next journey and step. But I kind of wanted to make this video because when I was applying, there was no videos about the Disney Cultural Exchange program for Australia specifically. There were a lot for the UK, but I'm pretty sure they're like application process is a little bit different. I think they have to do like a pre-phone call before an interview, so it's like slightly different. So I just wanted to make this video as like an informative advice video, because I know like when you're not sure what to expect, it's helpful to hear from someone who's done it, especially like, I think I found an Australian video, but it was like 8 years ago. So it was like a long time ago, and I was like, I don't know if the process is going to be the exact same. And I'm like, I don't know what to wear and do, you know, it's hard because you can't like ask anyone because it's such a niche program that not many people have participated in. So I kind of wanted to be like a big sister video to share my, I guess, journey so far and to take you along for my Disney adventure. I'm hoping to make a full like YouTube channel throughout my whole Disney Cultural Exchange program, so you guys can follow along the journey if you'd like. But if you have any more questions, please comment down below and I will be sure to make another video about it. But I think that's basically everything I wanted to cover. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.